Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the Portland Community College Commencement for 2017. I'd like to ask that you all please rise as you are able for the singing of our national anthem performed by one of our students, Ashley Morgan.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red them, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. And thank you, Ashley, for that wonderful version of our anthem. Again, good evening and welcome to our commencement. My name is Dr. Lisa Avery, and I'm the campus president at Sylvania. And on behalf of the administration, staff, and faculty of Portland Community College, it's my pleasure to welcome you here and thank you for being with us on this very joyous occasion. It's the best day to work in higher education, and we're so pleased that you're all with us tonight. I want to acknowledge that we have many of our faculty and staff here, and I'd like to ask the PCC faculty and staff to please rise so that they may be acknowledged. Thank you, and we're so glad that you're here. I want to introduce part of our platform party as well, and when I say their name, I'd like them to stand and be recognized, beginning with Portland Community College President Mark Mitsui. Our Executive Vice President, Sylvia Kelly. Vice President for Finance and Administration, Jim Langstrat. Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Jim Perez. Cascade Campus President, Dr. Karen Edwards. Southeast Campus President, Dr. Jessica Howard. Rock Creek Campus President, Dr. Sandra Fowler Hill. Tonight's student speaker, Moon Dietering. And finally, the chair of our elected board of directors, Kali Thorne-Ladd, who will now come to the stage for further introductions. Please help me in welcoming Director Thorne-Ladd.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kali Thorne-Ladd, and my pronouns are she, her, hers. And on behalf of the Portland Community College Board of Directors, I'd like to welcome the 2017 PCC graduates. It is my pleasure to introduce my colleagues on the board. I'd like to start with Molly Walker, our student representative, Denise Frisbee, Dr. Michael Sonleitner, Jim Harper, Ken Madden, Mohammed Al-Jayuri, and Deanna Palm. It is truly our privilege and honor to recognize the students who are graduating this year. Today, we salute more than 800 of you participating in this year's ceremony. That's amazing. And some of you will be walking across the stage accompanied by stoles and cords of many colors. The stoles represent membership in our 2-year honor society, Phi Theta Kappa. The yellow cords recognize our students who graduate with the highest honors, achieving a cumulative GPA of 3.75 or higher. The college also honors our veterans who have served in the military by offering them a red, white, and blue cord to wear this evening. Let's go. These graduates in particular have put themselves in harm's way for our freedom, and so we thank them for their service. Yes. While we wish our best to the class of 2017, we know this isn't the end. Rather, it's the beginning of a new chapter of our graduates' lives, from students to alumni, and we couldn't be more proud. Graduates, you are still part of the PCC family, and always will be. You're simply part of a different part of the PCC family, a larger part of the PCC family. In fact, that family is 1.3 million people who have graduated from PCC. In this role, you'll serve as a shining example of what is possible to future PCC students who follow in your footsteps. I see PCC as a beacon of light on a hill that grows brighter because of every single person in this room. This light is needed now more than ever. So on behalf of the Board of the Directors, I thank you. I thank you for your effort, for your perseverance, for your sacrifice, for the countless hours and papers and projects and dialogues. This is the change that we need to see in our community, and it is a pleasure to honor you today as you graduate from PCC. And with that, I'd like to turn it over to President Mitsui. Is that right? Oh, Dr. Avery, thank you.
Thank you, Chair Thorne-Ladd. I now have the esteemed honor of introducing someone I think you really want to hear from because they're a student speaker. And this year's student speaker, she'll tell you much more about her journey here and her successes at PCC. I just want to say that Moon Dietering is a student leader at our Rock Creek campus. She is president of the PCC chapter of Phi Theta Kappa, which is our academic honor society, and we're so pleased that she was selected and agreed to speak with you this evening. Please join me in welcoming Moon Dietering.
Welcome to friends, family, and most importantly, to the 2017 class of Portland Community College. I'm so honored to have the opportunity to share my story with you all tonight. My name is Moon Dietering, and my pronouns are she, her, and hers. Like some of you here tonight, I never thought that I would graduate from college. Growing up in rural China, I wasn't thinking about my future. I was thinking about food. I suffered from both food insecurity and a lack of education. And neither of my parents had the access to higher education before me. It simply wasn't a possibility or something that I thought would happen. As a teenager, I made the decision to drop out of school to help support my family financially. While working in China, I met my husband Andrew, and I decided to come back to the United States to start a new part of my life in the United States. I arrived in Portland on September 5th of 2013. This was both an exciting and a scary time in my life, navigating the challenges of living in a new country and not knowing the language. I could not speak English when I arrived, so I enrolled in an intensive English program at Portland Community College. I remember a night when I first started attending classes when I got lost on my route. I could not communicate with the bus driver. You see, the intensive English program was only available at Cascade campus, and I commuted all the way from Hillsborough. At that time, I couldn't drive, so I took the bus. That night, when I got lost, I couldn't communicate with the bus driver. It was dark, raining, and cold, and I just could not get him to understand me, no matter what I tried. It terrified me, but I did not let it to stop me. I kept attending classes at Portland Community College because I promised myself that I would make it. I attended as many extracurricular events as I could, never skipped a class, and pushed myself to socialize every day, even when it was difficult. After the first term, I retook the placement test, and I was lucky to have jumped from beginning ESL level to level 4. Starting from the bottom, I learned English in only 2 years. Discovering a passion for leadership and a desire to give back to the community, I applied to be the president of our chapter of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and was privileged to be chosen. I'm also one of the 2016-2017 All-Oregon Academic Teen Scholarship recipient, a statewide program recognizing the success of high-achieving community college students. My success could not have happened without the support of many people at Portland Community College and others, including my husband and family. This school year, I chose to both work and volunteer within the student government, ASPCC, so that I can help other students get the same opportunity that have benefited me. I would not have been able to serve my community in this way without the support and the encouragement of my family. And for this, I'm very grateful. I would also like to take a moment to thank a few others who have supported me in my time at PCC. My advisor, Mandy and Dalinda, who have advised and guided me in my student leadership role, who I highly respect, as well as my parents, who have raised me to become who I am today. As I'm saying this, I'm sure all of you are thinking of the people who have made a difference in your lives. I encourage you all to take a moment today to tell these people how much their support has meant to you. Thank them, because you made it. I can't use words to describe what this feeling is like. After all the quizzes, finals, exams, and so many essays, to study well after middle night and many nights and then go to work the next day. And to now be done, I don't have to describe the feeling. I know you are all feeling it too. Our hard work has paid off. Now it's our responsibility to show the world what we can accomplish. From here, some of you might choose to start a career. Some of you might continue your higher education. But regardless of what you choose, remember that if there is an opportunity, it's always wise to take it. Take both the successes and the failures, because failures are not the endings, but the opportunity to improve. And remember that all of us here today are cheering on. You are the most capable, qualified, and trustworthy people I have ever had the pleasure to meet. Each and every person I have met has taught me something. Remember, in your journeys that communication is one of the most important skills you can have in your tool belt. It's the key to good relationships with friends, family, instructors, co-workers, bosses, or even bus drivers. Remember to give what you can to those in need, whether that's financially or even just a smile. Remember that you are amazing. Whatever the challenges you might face, know that you are capable. Continue to seek out opportunities in your own community, regardless of what or where they are, just as you have thought out your education at PCC. Self-discovery comes with self-improvement. We cannot have self-improvement if we focus inward. It comes when we focus outward, engage with others, and give of ourselves. As my final words of encouragement tonight, I want to tell you all to lean into the challenges of life. Opportunities can be scary, but it's always wise to take them. The best thing you can do is to be bold and brave with all you do. Find your best on a rainy night and get on. Thank you. Congratulations.
Can I ask you to please recognize Moon again with another hand? She did such a great job. And that will be a very hard act to follow, but I trust that our next speaker is up to the task. Last spring, when PCC was searching for a new college president, we were so fortunate to land Mark Mitsui to come here from his role in President Obama's education department in Washington, D.C., to serve as the president of the college. And he's brought much experience and wisdom to the role. And he is going to share some of that wisdom with you this evening. So please join me in welcoming PCC President Mark Mitsui.
You all look marvelous. Do you mind if I take a selfie with you all? Is that okay? Okay. On three. 1, 2, 3. All right. Hashtag graduation 2017. Oh, grads, welcome to the Portland Community College Commencement for 2017. I'm Mark Mitsui, and my pronouns are he, him, and his. Congratulations on your completion. Yeah, let's hear it for the class of 2017. You know, you should feel really good about your accomplishment, and it's an accomplishment that will change your life, the life of your family, your community, and by extension, your country, and help us meet the challenges of our time. First, I want to compliment you on making a wise decision and investing in yourself when you decided to pursue your college education, and even more so, to pursue it at PCC. And while it's important for everyone to earn their high school diploma or GED, research shows that by 2020, 2/3 of all jobs are going to require some post-secondary education and training. Studies show that the more education you have, the greater your economic security, the less likely you are to be unemployed, the better your health will be, and the more likely you are to be engaged in your community. In short, you decided to pursue a better life through education and training here at PCC. And your decision to do it at PC was very wise for several reasons. We are in the top 10 two-year colleges out of about 1,000 in the country in terms of awarding associate degrees. And the Portland Business Journal determined that out of 21 higher education institutions in the state of Oregon, we ranked number 1 in terms of wages earned to tuition paid. You know, and while we have award-winning faculty, staff, and administrators who are recognized in their fields of study, we know that students really don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. And believe me, PCC cares about you. This caring is made manifest by a variety of strategic initiatives that are underway to improve equitable student success. So in this spirit, we will also pursue a renewal of our bond in the fall so that we can continue to upgrade and extend the life of our college in order to provide future students with the best possible educational environment, and we will do this without asking taxpayers for an increase in their tax rate. PCC's work in collaboration with many of our partners is critical for many reasons, and I would like to highlight why pursuing our mission is so important by way of a personal story. How many here have heard of Sputnik? Does that ring a bell for anybody? Okay, Sputnik was a satellite that was launched on October 4th, 1957, which also happened to be the day that I was born. So my father was a young employee at Boeing. He was really excited about Sputnik, and he raced to the hospital more excited about Sputnik than me, and he announced to my mother that he wanted to name me Sputnik. Sputnik Mitsui, president of Portland Community College. My mother, bless her heart, put a foot down and said, over my dead body, we're going to name our son Sputnik, and my life was saved. But as that rocket arced into space, it not only set off a space race, but an education race as well. Suddenly, we were going to outcalculate the former Soviet Union and be the first nation to send somebody to the moon and bring them back safely to Earth. It was when the term moonshot literally entered the lexicon of organizational development. Well, it's interesting how the world of education tends to orbit around Sputnik moments like that. If we fast forward to today, we find that we are no longer number 1 in the world in post-secondary education attainment. In fact, we are number 11. We have about 36 million adults in our country right now at the lowest levels of literacy, numeracy, and problem-solving skills, which is why in 2009, President Obama issued a new challenge, a new moonshot, a clarion call for college completion to lead the world once again in college attainment. And this is absolutely necessary if we're going to remain globally competitive and if we're going to preserve our pathways to opportunity for all. So we are at a critical launch point where what is essential for economic competitiveness is also essential for increasing social opportunity. In other words, where the smart thing to do from an economic perspective is also the right thing to do from a perspective of social justice. And this is also particularly important here in PCC's service area. While the recovery in our region has been strong, it has bypassed entire communities, including some communities of color. Meanwhile, has anybody had trouble paying rent? Housing prices literally are going through the roof, making it harder for our students in our service area to go to school as rent takes a bigger and bigger part of your paycheck. Our region's middle class is shrinking, and the fastest growing income categories at the very top and very bottom. This is our Sputnik moment, our collective challenge to help more students soar into the middle class and beyond, and to help more students reach escape velocity out of poverty through education and training. We also want to help more folks who grew up here to be able to access the kind of jobs and careers through PCC that will allow them to stay here and to live here. And to rebuild and reimagine the middle class in our region. You are a part of meeting this moment in time. Graduates, I applaud you today for the steps you have already taken to launch your new careers, to lift your families as you rise, to contribute to the life of your communities and of our nation. You are helping put our country back into the right orbit. And I'm confident that you are up to facing this moment because of what you have already had to overcome to get here tonight. So, of course, you can't leave without taking a final quiz. So, if you are the first in your family to attend college, would you raise your hand, please? If you are a veteran, would you raise your hand, please? If you speak a language other than English at home, would you raise your hand, please? If you are taking care of a family member, a brother, a parent, child, would you raise your hand, please? And if you're working and going to school at the same time, would you raise your hand, please? You get an A. You know, a generation ago, you would have been called non-traditional students. But guess what? You are now the new majority. All across the country, if you were to ask the same questions tonight at commencement, you'd see the same pattern of hands raised all around the audience. And thank goodness, you, the new traditional student, are here. And yes, in other countries across the world, there are concerns about shrinking populations, but not here in the United States. We are growing. We are growing the fastest, though, amongst communities that for whom college is a new experience, the new majority student. And where do you find the new majority student? Well, you find them at our nation's community colleges. As an example, I'd like to hold up a couple of great students, representative of many of our students. When Melissa Lampro's mother got sick, she knew she couldn't stay in the house and watch everything she knew about her life unravel. She dropped out of 8th grade, ran away from home, and became homeless, living on the streets of Portland. It was around this time that she met her husband, Sam, who I should add is also graduating tonight from PCC. The two of them were very happy, but didn't have the education or the financial resources to break out of poverty and to make a better life for themselves. She needed a college degree to make this happen for she and her family. And for Melissa, PCC was the place where this could happen. Once she made the decision to come back to school, she earned her GED in just 2 weeks, thanks to study books purchased at Goodwill, and both she and her husband enrolled at PCC. Sam started working at the Bike Center on the Southeast campus, which supports PCC's sustainability commitment and provides active transportation options for students and staff. Melissa earned top grades in all her courses and became a student leader committed to community service. And this spring, Melissa was awarded the Ford Foundation Scholarship, a prestigious award which will support her as she pursues her bachelor's degree in the years to come. Congratulations to both of you, Melissa and Sam. So, PCC grads, you should all be proud of your accomplishments. And it's important to note that none of us can do this alone. If you are a faculty member of our committee, would you please stand if you are able, and please remain standing. Thank you, faculty, for standing. Thank you for giving so much of yourself each and every day in our classrooms, challenging and supporting our students, believing in them before they believe in themselves, for being passionate about your discipline and even more passionate about how you teach it. Please remain standing. If you are a member of classified staff, would you please stand if you are able and remain standing? To our classified staff, thank you for all that you do to help our students to be successful. From the moment they walk onto campus or log onto the learning management system to the moment they walk across this stage, you're there to make sure they're advised, their financial aid is on time, the classes and grounds are clean, the food is warm and tasty. Thank you for all the unseen work that you do. Please remain standing. If you are a manager, director, academic professional, or administrator, would you please stand? Thank you for making sure that the college runs well, that the right classes are scheduled at the right times, the books are ordered and the other books are balanced, that you meet the accreditation standards so your credits mean something, for being that bridge between policy and practice, between the grand vision and the daily grand. Please remain standing. If you're a campus president, a director, or a member of the foundation board, would you rise as well? Or an executive vice president. Vice presidents, please stand as well. And directors, trustees, if you could rise as well. Thank you for your leadership, for making the hard decisions and principled tough choices that have to be made for an institution to excel, for your quiet display of courage and thoughtful articulation of your vision. If you are a friend, a relative of a graduate, would you please rise if you are able and remain standing. Friend or relative of a graduate here tonight. Friends and family, you hear the love. Thank you for your guidance and support of your graduate. Without your encouragement and assistance, this journey would not have really been possible. Graduates, please take a look around you. These are the unseen hands that lift you up. And this is your community at this community college. Thank you. You may all be seated. As you can see, a lot of people had a hand in your achievement, yet none of it would have happened if you hadn't walked in the door. Graduates, you now join a family of over 1 million people across the country and the world who have earned a credential here at Portland Community College. The challenge I'd like to leave with you tonight is for you to think of someone else you might know who belongs here at PCC and help them to join us to achieve their dreams as well. So, graduates, we actually did make it to the moon and back, if you'll recall, and with your help, we could meet this Sputnik moment in time. Congratulations to the class of 2017. And now's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time to award degrees and certificates to our students, members of the board, faculty, staff, and guests. I would like to present to you the Portland Community College 2017 candidates for graduation.
Let me know when you want to switch and we'll switch. And give us, can you give us we don't know.
Yes.
The following students are candidates for General Education Development Certificate. Nina Armstrong,
Blanca Mota.
Daniela Pearson,
Sergio Cortez.
Dalton Lyons,
The following students are candidates for certificates. Christopher Schonger,
John Howard Walden,
Travis Carnahan,
Junior Lopez,
Hatim Shaido,
Roxanne Gardner,
Anthony Leon Dillon,
Isaac Goodwin,
Luis Paniagua,
Yasmin Soto Gonzalez,
Sinquilla Hamilton,
Jeffrey R. Monk,
Rikon Rashid,
Natawan Punsima,
Butsaba Tonghuang,
Nolan Check,
Christian Dasmarinas.
Bota Munkibaiva.
Leland Edward Rast.
Brent Matini.
Min Vo. Min Vo.
Paul Willis.
Jessica de Los Angeles Warren.
Ashley Summer Kurad.
Casey Hammer.
Byron Luzinski.
Shelley Strong.
Mary Kathleen Grassley.
Vanita Garner.
Hunter Davis.
Rebecca Donis Bautista.
Sasha Valero.
Parul Jain.
Kimberly Dreyer.
Kimberly Rosemary King.
Alice Perez Verrera.
Michelle Serber.
Candace Zublon.
Jose Garcia Hernandez.
Carlos Marie Holland.
Brandon Darrell Banks.
Yacina Alejandro Palomeres.
Oksana Balanyuk.
Yanshin Chung.
Mi Nyo.
Adrian Dunham.
Nelson Hing Wah Wong.
Kate Betcher.
Jessica Renee Cady.
Grace Tataro.
Daniel Sunmin Kim.
Ahmed Al Hassan.
The following students are candidates for the associate degree in general studies. Prayona Allen.
Terry Ann Allen.
Ibrahim Aureshidan.
Fasai Thamar Ashamari.
Tila Alvord.
Irene Jazowick.
Sarah Anderson.
Linda Marie Andrews.
Adriana Barbosa.
Brandon Bass.
Alex Bell Johnson.
Rosemary Berkshire.
Muhesh Battare.
Amber Allison Terrell.
Rachel Billick Smith.
Mackenzie Blair.
Carrie Boswell.
Janelle Roletta Marie Brown.
Katajina Burns.
Lucia Butte.
Fabian Campos.
Aurela Cash.
Sarah Lynn Christian.
Melinda Cobb.
Deanna Louise Colmena.
Nikki Cook.
Charisse Cooley.
Jack Cornelius.
Olivia Crisp.
Nicholas Crossett.
Maria Cruz Jaimes.
Kimberly Dawn Curtis.
Duin Dao.
Adriana Davis.
Krista Davis Newhome.
Rosalind Davis.
Edith De La Cruz.
Zachary Lancaster.
Madison Lindsay Dirk.
Josette Longoria.
Jeff Edwards.
Angel Emerson.
Marcus Lee Epting.
Rita Akali Fieldman.
Patty Finch.
Megan Garcia.
James Glennard Gertis.
Dulcie Meira Gonzalez.
Shawnee Don Graham.
Holly Marie Graywall.
Grant Hartung.
Jenny C. Hernandez.
Allie Eisen.
Chris Heinz.
Sarah Hostat.
Haley Huckins.
Isa Islam.
Nicole Neyang Jung.
Caitlin Johnson.
Kira Rose Johnson.
Sachiho Katsuramaki.
Leslie Chichester.
Joseph Laundrie.
Maria Lazareva.
Bernard Truman Lewis.
Donnie A. Lionberger.
Nuria Lomidze.
Christian Lorenzo.
Chloe Lund.
Megan Mack.
Allison Malm.
Lila Mancia.
Brandon Martinez Woodall.
Ian McClendon.
Tira Mendenhall.
Iyako Miyata.
Masako Mizusugi.
Brianna Newborn.
Brittany Roma Nichols.
Megan Odell.
Michael O'Rourke.
Kaylee Pudano.
Michelle Polston.
Katie Reagan.
Arturo Ramos Carrillo.
Kimberly Randall.
Lainey Rasmussen.
Christine Rice.
Linda Reynolds.
Gabriel Ricard.
Lourdes Rolon Sandoval.
Savannah Roselli.
Christina Sampson.
Shannon Schumberg.
Rochelle Siagian.
Valentin Silva Cruz.
Kelly Smith.
Paul Summers Jr.
Catherine Tallman.
Tertiona Tanner.
Daniel Binuya Tayag.
Kieran Thomas.
Lisa Tomberlin.
Randy Triplett.
Michael Tronoloni.
Kelsey Lee Turner IV.
Ashley Leah Erpman.
Kimberly Bidas.
Patricia Joanne Valles.
Brittany Van Buren.
Michelle Verkest.
Shire Wade.
Chen Chao Wong.
Misha Marie Watkins.
Brett Welch.
Lajazian Quinette Williams.
Stacy Tara Winter.
Piper Nicole Zimmerman.
Brian Erickson.
Brandy Marie Zozel.
Corey Richard Zozel.
Ivana Youngie.
Clarissa Houtapat.
Jasmine Lachey Johnson.
The following students are candidates for degrees of Associate of Applied Science. Daniel A. Rivas.
Hui Bai.
Tung An Barton.
Laura Best.
Abril Borja.
Teresa Boyle.
Sean Birchfield.
Kira Campbell.
Mary Carmen Cruz Hernandez.
Nikki Marie Davis.
Brenda Garcia Gallegos.
Joshua Gorley.
Vincent Harmon.
Lucia Henry.
Crystal Krause.
Elizabeth Love.
Tammy Yones.
Ephraim P. Mexicano.
Han Nguyen.
Jenny Wynn.
Jessica Offley.
Eritan Vanillison Pereira.
T. Pham.
Jennifer Ratley.
Nguyen Mai.
James Hatatunji.
Gregory John Berghardt.
Marilyn Ann Nix.
Christy Eckhart.
Courtney Roshak.
Destiny Ann Marie Tolbert.
Christina Arlene Vaughn.
Laura Dunn.
Karen Dye.
Diana Lynn Hall.
Shiva Markandeya.
Rick Matheson.
Cyrus Bar Muhammad.
Kyle Duncan.
Douglas Eaglebear.
Philip Krieger.
April Shaw.
Andrew Charles Sullivan.
Jennifer Bowers.
Zara Kirai.
James Min.
Tim Smith.
Matthew Tu.
Jeremy Weatherby.
Ariel Eichler.
John Colbreth.
Jenna Johnson.
Brooke Mower.
Kaylee Rushing.
Tara Suter.
Richard Liang.
Erasmo Carrillo.
Raimundo Felipe.
Brett Oligschlager.
Jakob Allen Peterson.
Moses Pichaco.
Lily Rodriguez.
Nathaniel Edward Don.
Greg Goldhammer.
Jason Michael Warner.
Natalie Devine.
Chris Christensen.
Julietta Randalls.
Jaquina Agavi.
Misha Akayat.
Rachel Victoria Anderson.
Abraham Angulo.
Daniel Garfias.
Julie Green.
Patrick Louisel.
Clayton Morgan.
Ryan Morrow.
Richard Moser.
Connor Mountain.
John Quirk.
Jackson Saturn.
Luis Sanchez Aldana.
Noah Jeremiah Corus Udlis.
Jared Davis.
Craig Johnson Dwyer.
Roberto Gasca Menjaviar.
Todd Alexander Noreen.
Carlos Solano Silva.
Edward Warnock.
Jonas Briggs.
Lisette Alcazar.
Hugo Arredondo.
Dulce Avila Mendez.
Diamond Boyington.
Jacob Cushman.
Angel Diaz.
Trinea Emerson.
Tiffany Giespers.
Anna Gray.
Sarah Lee Jackson Gusha.
Brett McNeil Henry.
Karina Hunt.
Stephanie Jimenez.
Rhonda McLeod.
Taylor Miller.
Mavi Newberry.
Jennifer Pedro Miguel.
Sarah Pilcher.
Stephanie Reed.
Kevin Racer.
Heather J. Rose.
Luis San Pedro.
Amanda Sanchez.
Samantha Smith.
Hannah Stifler.
Johanny Vilas.
Andre Wells Bowens.
Marie Christina Welton.
Jacob Knight.
Greg Boswell.
Augustine Chon.
Robin May Fesler.
Aaron Robinson Grant.
Ariel Armand.
Troy Klippenstein.
Trevor Matthew Knight.
Kelsey Weibel.
Suhyun Yu.
Kareem Yusuf Chaurao.
Thy Lee.
Hong Win.
Jennifer Marie Payne.
Christopher Hughes.
Quimby DeWitt.
Nitra Ninan.
Fahad Abami.
Aaron Augustus.
Ismaila Berry.
Michael Campbell.
Matt Neeson.
Joe Wallach.
Michael Brockmiller.
Elizabeth Lasik.
William Salazar.
Johnny Pham.
Christofferson Felina.
Jeremy Goss.
Tim Romanovich.
Curtis Keller.
Ali Lee Kello.
Jeremy Seaman, Sr.
Sean Levi Lacey.
Rudy Martinez.
Matt Mangelli.
Ahmad Zeriak.
Khalid Akaitani.
Mohammed Al-Katani.
Mohammed Akami.
Marina Heredia Martinez.
Grace Battle.
Sandra Branch.
Adrian brings him back.
Matthew Amal Fithian Barrett.
Well, Anna Segundo.
Sandra Lee Bennett.
Deirdre Mannix.
Pamela McKenna.
Donna Reinhardt.
Nancy Schwartz.
Kimberly Thielen.
Cheryl Ann Veerden.
Debbie Wadley.
Sloan Parker Ackerman.
Tracy Allen.
Caleb Bullets.
Andrew Chubanashu.
Andrew Darlington.
Rhea Franklin.
Rio Emmanuel Gatula.
Jessica Renee Harvey.
Lauren Nicole Johnson.
Emily McKinnon.
Daniel McElroy.
Brooke Mihatas.
Gabe Padapilo.
Ethan Ramos.
Parampal Singh.
Timothy Taylor.
Helen Claire Eby.
Huyen Hunsinger.
Beth Leona Kita.
Leah Mayu.
Fuchsia Martinez.
Claudia Diaz Proctor.
Kelly Jean Arnich.
Michelle Baez.
Yuta Brandon.
Nyan Wynn.
Abraham Ortiz.
Ha Van.
Chase Bailey.
How Dunn.
Alex Edwards.
Antonio Garcia.
Michael Lakumicki.
Jason Cordray.
Mariella Hart Berkeley.
Brandon Brown.
Sabrina Campion.
Richard Datler.
Lorena Flores.
Laura Hosmar.
Crystal Hatip.
Kathleen Roundtree.
Gary Shipman.
Gabrielle Elise Shoemate.
Marginette Ware.
Krista Whitman.
Amber Springer.
Amina Michik Puskit.
Leanne Reeser McCooch.
Sarah Townsend.
Robert Stryker.
Saud Amoudi.
Adam Everett Burnett.
Michael Dorhofer.
Ki Her.
Lee Ogle.
Hector Valdez.
Jacqueline Valdez.
Daiping Vu.
Good. Renee Aliman.
Jin Choi.
Dante Huang.
Jamie McLean.
Gerald J. Mello.
Emily K. Omen.
Nathaniel Peterson.
Siring Shalom.
Young Nap Ban.
Jennifer Wagner.
Emily Weavers.
Kimberly Willett.
Bo Crouch.
Juan Esparza.
Jennifer Na Lam.
Jion Lee.
Paulina Nguyen.
Miguel Trinidad.
Winnie DaCosta Emily.
Kunu Dittmer Bercham.
Rob Kingstro.
Sonam Diki.
Teresa Ann Graham.
Samantha Clausen.
Maria Markovic.
Christiana Min.
Tsering Yangdun.
Christine Bigelow.
Cindy Aquino Cabreros.
Angela Siciliani.
Stephanie Christine Corteros.
Heidi Jo Cunningham.
Pima Dechen.
Mandy Egan.
Heather Gray.
Kayla Mae Johnson.
Amber Jones.
Amanda Keller.
J.D. Mullen.
Kayla Mullen.
Saida Khalif Omar.
Dawn Nicole Thau.
Carrie Rawl.
Carla Lenore Robinson Prince.
Raylyn Smith.
Bonnie Mae Ward.
Cassie White.
Eric Bacher.
David J. Clark.
Rachel Dickerson.
Sohaila Kayberry.
Kayla Ketch.
Elia Lee.
Ashley Nielsen.
Sarah Phillips.
Ashley Danielle Rhodes.
Tanya Roden.
Nasreen Soleimani.
Galina Voronin.
Tara Hamilton.
Heather Ayers.
Veronica Chappelle.
Katrina Connor.
Nikki Gregory Acosta.
Dawn Marie Heisman.
Alyssa Musin.
Alicia Vore.
Alana Alegria.
Keoli Bowser.
La Marie Disla.
Andrew John Lutz.
Kristen Peel.
Guohong Chen.
Connie Christensen.
Tara Hamilton.
Kyla Mons.
Sydney Marshall.
Rachel Savage.
Colleen K. Wadeen.
Casey Crespin.
Marvin Morazan.
Sarah Bettis.
Renee Chertudi.
Adrian Hawk.
Stephen James.
Courtney Erica Crisanda.
Ken Mooney.
Sirinan Patasigawan.
Corey Everett Jensen.
Anthony Schuler.
David A. Sullivan.
Drew Wolfer.
Don Roberts.
Michael Justin Flagler.
Crisia de Chicos.
Ariana Jean Clunkley.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Associate of Science. Diana Abdewalizwa.
Mariam Kamal Abu Darwish.
Mustafa Abdu Darwish.
Jennifer Acosta.
Abdullah Abgamni.
Badr Al Hassan.
Mohammed Aden Ali.
Ali Al Mayad.
Stephen Chapman.
Jasmine Ameskita.
Sarush Amini.
Laura Arellano Santiago.
Naila Ann Lauren Armstrong.
Marcus Armstrong.
Brent Autry.
Jesse Bandia.
Michelle Bates.
Ziola Beauchamp Logan.
Barrett Becker.
Jalana Bethune Summers.
Ruben Beatus.
Shanice Latifa Brown.
Martha Buhakoff Garcia.
Sarah Bush.
Danielle Alexis Kakdak.
Karina Yolanda Calderon.
Karina Cardenas.
Sue Carlton.
Amber Catlin.
Amerisha Caval Farmer.
Nathan Sikorik.
Marcus Joachim Shalona III.
Kyle Clark.
Ashley Collard.
Katrina Crocker.
Sarah Cummings.
Hilaria de Jesus Hernandez.
Gabriel Lopez.
Nina Devert.
Marcy Katrina Denny.
Tori Yvonne Dickmeyer.
Dawn Dixon.
Alejandra Dominguez.
Alan Drake.
Jessica Duke.
Angela Dyke.
Jessica Eccles.
Amani Emil Jube.
Ikram Farah.
Abigail Flanagan.
Alondra Flores Avina.
Santiana Floyd.
Sean K. Ford.
Sarah Foxon Ende.
Araceli Murcio Sanchez.
Carissa Gallagher.
Kara Gallimore.
Joshua Gayhart.
Isabella Gomez.
Kayla Graff.
Brina Grenz.
Carrie Gulbranson.
Tommy Hambleton.
Eric Hansen.
Caitlin Lee Harrington.
Gabrielle Harris.
Aura Hernandez Reed.
Jamie Hilleman.
Min An Huang.
Elise Whopper.
Kelly Hoops.
Umberto Iturriaga Vega.
Fautumata Jallo.
Amanda Jara de la Vega.
Brandy Rose Johnson Valdez.
Andrew James Josriak.
Chris Kalambaye Mutanda.
Paris Keller.
Jennifer Kemas.
Samuel Kosling.
Andrew Kuwalau.
Sashini Kumrapeli.
Ricardo Lagrota.
Darren Lane.
Casey Lentz.
Yasmin Leon.
Karina Lerma Vella.
Amanda Long.
Vania Lucio Mancia.
Tanya Denise Manzaneda.
Kelsey Marsh.
Jesse McDonald Peterson.
Whitney McLaughlin.
Ryan McMahon.
Marbeli Mendel Diaz.
Nicholas Moore.
Hannah Elizabeth Nix.
Ben Nozo.
Kayla Ostermiller.
Corey Overstreet.
Luis Patron Diaz.
Yvonne Pembe.
Alexandria Peters.
Fong Fan.
Lauren Phillips.
Rebecca Press.
Matthew Redman.
Reina Maribel Reyes.
Jacqueline Richardson.
Jordan Nicole Richardson.
Danielle Ridgway.
Gunter Roaring.
Brandon Ruiz Chi.
Mercury Russell.
Alvin Santos.
Yutaka Soto.
Colin Ty Saxton.
Satvir Singh.
Jacqueline Slaughter.
Sydney Smith.
Stephanie Ray Sousa.
Amanda Squifem Yazi.
Barbara Lynn Stagner.
Samara Stolly Cook.
Sahara Cherie Struthers.
Eric Switzer.
Juanita Tapio Brewer.
Dimitrik Vidalas Sandoval.
Ruthie Miriam Vivier.
Patience Lynn Whitley.
Raylyn Williams.
Trevor Williams.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Associate of Science, Oregon Transfer in Business. Rachel Wilson,
Ting Yang.
Gabriela Zabrankova,
Robin Michelle Zuderveld.
Rumi Ahunu,
Brittany Burdick.
Tylena Winslow, the following students are candidates for the degree of Associate of Science, Oregon Transfer in Business. Godlieb Bakuchik,
Ryan Bickett.
Roberta Brown,
Adam Buell.
Fiona Marielle S. Kakdak,
Melissa Castillo Marquez.
Alicia Kayleen Cox,
Samantha Davey.
Bethany DeMello,
Alexander Agdami.
Jessica Escalera,
Keith Fritz.
Francis Gonzalez,
Megan Henderson.
Ryan Hintz,
Isatu Jallo.
Robert Claby,
Ashley Meyer.
Shauna Peralta,
Marlitza Rainey.
Casania Alexis Reynel,
Jessica Romano.
Kaineta Tavernier,
Nadia Traore Haliru.
John Winters IV,
Joseph Hayden Wochus.
James Woodcock,
Evelyn Koto.
The following students are candidates for the degree of Associate of Arts, Oregon Transfer. Alexander John Ackerman,
Abdir Rahman Aiden.
Aisha Aiden,
Andrew Izumi Alfonso.
Jeanette Alonso,
Eileen Angel.
Natalie Ariola,
Jennifer Michelle Baker.
Lydia Barger,
Javier Barron.
Lexi Bass Whitmore,
Amanda Beatson.
Holly Marie Blalick,
Philip Boss.
Allison Nicole Brennan,
Taylor Lenore Carson.
Guadalupe Chavez,
Sarah Ray Chavez.
Paul Coulter,
Demetria Raquel Dale.
Andrew Dahl.
Joyui Damje.
Tyler De La Cruz.
Adriana Delgado.
Itzel Delgado.
Sherry Dempsey.
Jordan Doug.
Kira Exet.
Desiree Ford.
Felicia Frisado.
Kimberly Garcia.
Fernando Alberto Garcia Lopez.
Salvador Garcia Lopez.
Delfini Yareli Garcia Rivas.
Ashley Gonzalez Lopez.
Michaela Elizabeth Davis.
Jazzy Graham Davis.
Amanda Green.
Christy Halverson.
Jackson Edward Hayner.
Maria Danielle Hayes.
Kat Wong.
Stacy Hoffman.
Michael Hogan.
Nicole Huffman.
Sam Jasperson.
Solange Jackson.
Leilani Kane.
Jai Hong Kim.
Raina Elizabeth Koberstein.
Carson List.
Keely Luther.
Tracy Mack.
Hope Renee Martinez.
Robert McDonald II.
Kaylee Jane McKinley.
Alexander James McKnight.
Douglas Scott Meacham Jr.
Susie Miganawa.
Riziki Mangloa.
Haneen Mohammed.
Maria Munoz.
Manuel Navarro.
Peyton Nguyen.
Ariel Ortiz.
Jamie Osborne.
Darian Palacios.
Angela Lindsay Parsons.
Stephanie Marie Fau.
Danny Panpukti.
Chelsea Marie Poe.
Eric Portillo Valencia.
Rebecca Powell.
Elisa Ramirez Machit.
Frankie Redfern.
Abelina Reyes.
Julia Rios Bustos.
Dominic Rivera.
A. Alicia Arizo Mendoza.
Maria Rodriguez.
Allison Russell.
Katie Schmid.
Sarah Shelton.
Nista Shrestha.
Marissa Sivonkese.
Daniel Smith.
Josephine H. Stolte.
Amaya Laura Stoops.
Brianna Tarver.
Tanya Tirado Ramirez.
Ashley Trollinger.
Umu Ula.
Marcus Tunis.
Bowie Twombly.
Sandra Vasquez Hernandez.
Dixie Welter.
A. Terry Wang.
Christine Homitsu White.
Deborah Lee Whitman.
Shun Rong Wu.
Mohammed Jamal Ajina.
Farah Al Khanitsi.
Mohammed Al Zahuri.
Alicia M. Solomon.
The following student is a candidate for the degree of Associate of Science, the Portland Community College Board of Directors Student Trustee, Molly Walker. And finally, the following student is a candidate for the degree of Associate of Science, the Portland Community College Class of 2017 Commencement Speaker, Moon Dietering.
President Mitsui, on behalf of the Board of Directors, we direct that the diplomas, certificates, and degrees for the graduating class of 2017 be conferred.
Thank you, Chair Thornlad. First, students, there have been many individuals who have supported your experience, your journey, and subsequent success at PCC. Parents, loved ones, friends, PCC faculty, and staff, let's give them all a round of applause and thanks for the support they've shown over the years. And now, upon recommendation of the faculty, the administration of Portland Community College, and the PCC Board of Directors, and by the power vested in me by the state of Oregon, it is my pleasure to confer upon these students the diplomas, certificates, and degrees earned along with the rights and responsibilities associated with the conferral. Students, please follow me through the official rite of passage to becoming a college graduate. So, move your tassel from your right side to the left side of your cap. Friends, family, faculty, staff, students, I present to you the class of 2017. Congratulations, graduates. You are now alumni of Portland Community College. Congratulations, everyone. And with that, we'll start the recessional.